til Bøje Larsens blog. Jeg håber, du vil glædes over den video, jeg præsenterer i dag.
This video is about Denmark and Germany. It is strange that I have not made it before. I was born and have lived most of my life in Denmark and the last 14 years in Germany. And there are certainly differences between Denmark and Germany, both in size and other formal measures, and in culture and the way the populations perceive each other. This is naturally more difficult to document than the formal measures, but I will do my best. Here are some of the formal measures. Denmark is a relatively small country in Northern Europe, covering an area of about 42.951 square kilometers. Conversely, Germany is the seventh largest country in Europe, covering around 357.022 square kilometers. Denmark has a smaller population compared to Germany. As of my last knowledge, Denmark had a population of around 5.8 million people. Germany is more populous, with a population of over 83 million people, making it the most populous country in the European Union. Germany has the largest economy in Europe and is one of the world's largest economies. It is known for its strong industrial base, including the automotive and manufacturing sectors. Denmark, while economically developed, has a smaller economy compared to Germany. Denmark is, however, known for some very innovative companies, including the Maersk Shipping Company shipping containers worldwide, and Novo Nordisk, a pharmaceutical company. Here are some informal measures of the difference between the two countries. The simplest expression of Germans' views of the Danes was told to me once by a German taxi driver. He said, "The Germans trust the Danes. All people north of Germany, for instance, the Danes, the Norwegians, and the Swedes, and to the west of Germany, for instance, France, Belgium, Holland, and the UK, seem trustworthy to us," the taxi driver said. The Danes usually see the German language as difficult. It has too complicated grammar, according to the Danes. Der, die, das. German primary schools do not teach Danish, while Danish schools, at least when I attended primary school in Denmark many years ago, did. The German teacher, whom I remember to this day, was a remarkable and sweet man, playing violin and singing in German, and in this way, in front of his time, was not very respected by us pupils. Perhaps for the reason that we were less than 10 years from the end of World War II when the Germans had occupied Denmark, which nobody had forgotten at that time. Several other occurrences in the common history between Denmark and Germany have put a bitter taste in Danes' mouth when thinking of Germany. The Schleswig-Holstein question in the 19th century was a notable issue, eventually leading to the Second Schleswig War in 1864, where Denmark lost control over the duchies of Schleswig, Holstein, and Lauenburg to Prussia and Austria. Denmark's area was reduced by 40%. That made the Danes of the time, and for 100 years, I would say, look very negatively on Germany. Another blemish on the German relations was the Second World War. Germany occupied Denmark from 1940 to 1945. The Danish government adopted a cooperation policy to protect Danish interests and minimize the impact of the occupation. Notably in October 1943, when the German authorities ordered the deportation of Danish Jews. The majority were successfully smuggled to neutral Sweden with the help of the Danish resistance and many ordinary citizens. After World War II, Denmark and Germany worked towards conciliation. Today, Denmark and Germany have a strong diplomatic and economic partnership, both being members of the European Union. On the private front, the Danes again discovered Germany and again started to buy German products like cameras and cars. The Danes traveled to the new peaceful Germany in their Volkswagens, in the USA, called the Beetle. And Danes and Germans discovered their cultural similarities. Roughly a third of the words in Danish and German texts are clearly similar, and these are mostly nouns and verbs. And there's similar interests in a world that get bigger and bigger. We want to and need to be friends. Today, when I produce this video, is January 14th, 2024. It is an important day in Denmark because Queen Margrethe II has ruled for no less than 52 years. It gives another opportunity to compare Denmark and Germany. I show some clips from the Danish state television's coverage of this important event. At midday on the 12th, Margrethe let her son, now Frederik X, take over. 10,000 Danes came to Copenhagen to watch the long ceremony. I watched the ceremony on television for more than 3 hours. These people were happy, not that Margrethe left, but for her new work as a queen and majesty. They waved the Danish flag. Many people were interviewed during the television program. Not a few say that before, they were monarchists, but with Margrethe, they are now royalists. That applies to me, Boe Larsen, also. I am now a royalist because I can see how first-quality persons such as queens or kings contribute to integration in a country. This allows us to compare it with Germany. It has no queen or king but a president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Nobody will believe that 10,000 Germans will go to Berlin and salute him when Steinmeier someday leaves his job as president. With flowers and tears. Illustrations.